It's NBA action on EA Sports. Alongside the former Chicago Bulls guard, Jay Williams, I'm Ed Cohen. Jay, these guys are ready to go.
And people at home can't see me right now, but I'm stretching my arms, I'm stretching my legs. This is going to be one fast-paced game. Let's get to it.
This booth is all stretched out. The players gearing up. Let's get ready for the opening tip. Boogie abusing the rim. Big finish.
Oh, that's a great way to make an opening statement. It's about the team that's able to punch the other team in the mouth first. That's exactly what you want to do if you're the road team.
George to Beverly. And a whistle.
His timing was a tad bit off.
Leonard can't go down. Smothering defense to James. Davis. His first effort off the mark. DeMarcus Cousins. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start. 6'11", 270. That's a massive man. You can make a case there's nobody like him.
There isn't anybody like him in the NBA. He is an absolute bully on the block. Can burrow his way through traffic, make it easy, and also possesses that sweet shooting touch from the outside.
Leonard. Tough shot. Well defended.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
To James. Oh, he had him there for a second. Nothing going here on that drive. And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
There's a very fine line between maximum effort and carelessness. I'm willing to live with a few mistakes and maximal effort than having to constantly remind my players to close out.
Goes 2 for 2 at the line. To Leonard. And Jay, they call the foul.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Fires the three. Jay, they've been waiting for that to go down, but here they are trying to chip away and cut into this margin.
And there's nothing more frustrating as a shooter to get open looks and not see the ball go in. But if they do, that could be the start of a problem.
And he powers it home. 2 more points for Anthony Davis.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
Strong finish for Paul George.
That probably won't be the last time we see a dunk from him tonight. Maybe sometimes you should send a message. Give him a hard foul. Don't let it be so easy.
A drive to the basket, but the shot won't go down. Leonard. Shakes free and hits.
Man, you making people dance out there? I see you with the footwork.
Fires the three. Danny Green can't get that one to go. Defense all over him. Rebound Cousins. Look out. Anthony Davis with the slam.
Brow down, Ed, when you come into my town.
Wow, you rhyming right there?
Obviously.
Now the Clippers call a timeout as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here comes some changes. LA Clippers with the basketball. George, Paul George, 2 for 2. That's what you want. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Into the front court comes Rondo. It's a 1-point game, 13-12. Curling inside, goes to the right side. Oh, had him going there for a second. Davis to the basket, but his shot no good. DeMarcus Cousins looking good, 4 for 5.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
To Paul George. The pass set it all up.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next-level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Shot won't go. Clippers have the basketball. George, he made his first effort, but not that time. To Beverly. Probing the defense. Leonard, it's good. Coach wants to see more from his D.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Anthony Davis against George. Rocking the rim. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Kawhi Leonard with a piece. DeMarcus Cousins tips it. We're through one at Staples Center with the Clippers on top. Jay and I back with more after this. You're watching the NBA on EA Sports. Jay, 1 quarter down. Both sides getting a feel for where this game is going.
I know you're wondering why I'm clapping. Both teams came out in the first quarter and they executed. When do you ever see that, Ed? You have to continue to bring those competitive juices into the second quarter, and we're going to have one heck of a ball game.
To Kyle Kuzma. For 3. Good contest. Made it tough for Kuzma.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
James into the front court, trailing by 4. Down for McGee. Shot from the lane won't go. Leonard to George. And throws it down.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
LeBron James, he's finally on the board, makes his first shot.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
James to Kyle Kuzma. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
To Paul George. Oh, emphatic slam.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ballgame.
That's off of Leonard, out of bounds. Changes coming from both sides right now.
Subbing in for the Lakers, number 3,
and they called a foul. Felt the breeze there, Jay.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
That's his second.
LeBron James. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
Leonard. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Leonard. To George. Knocks it down from mid-range.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Knocked loose. Clippers have got it.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
Gets it in the right corner. George buries it on the catch and shoot.
And it just seems like the defense has lethargic closeouts. You need to close out with more of a sense of urgency. Run them off the three-point line. Make them take a tough two rather than an easy three.
James to Danny Green. 4-3. Too easy. Defense has to communicate.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose the dagger with the three.
Trying to cash in, add 2 points to the board. Lakers ball. James to Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
It's not a travel, Ed. You're allowed 2 steps after you pick up the ball. Now, these steps may be more east and west instead of north and south, but this is the new game that these young kids are playing.
Jay, they're so athletic. I would imagine it varies from official to official.
Or it varies from great player to great player.
2 minutes. Into the game for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Leonard. He continues to shoot it well from beyond the arc. That's 4 threes now in this first half.
Yeah, and confidence comes from discipline and training. You can tell that kid's been putting in the time in the gym.
James against Paul George. Davis. That one off the mark. It's no good. Love the hustle. Sprawl down on the deck. Williams to Leonard. Beverly can't get the bounce. Across the timeline comes James. Right now, down 7. LeBron James. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
It's LA Clippers ball. DeMarcus Cousins snatching it out of the air. The pass taken away by the Lakers. Kuzma to Cousins. Kyle Kuzma cleans it up and a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
That's me. I got ball. Lead up, y'all.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. He continues to light it up from downtown. 5 threes now in this first half.
Yeah, and what's shocking, Ed, is that he's gotten so many open looks. Look, stay down in the stance, stay disciplined, stop losing him, stay attached to his hip, and force him to put the ball on the ground off those curls and finish over your bigs.
That's it for the first half. The Clippers are out in front. Tight game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the third. Beverly into the front court. Up by 6. Oh, the whistle. Jay, take your hands off of me.
A simple touch foul.
That's his first.
All set to go here in the second half. The third quarter is underway. Paul George, 4-2. He had all day and all night to knock that one down. Need to hear more chatter on the defensive end.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball 101. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
James It's no good. Great defense.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
And Paul George, good on the quick release there.
Don't seem shocked. This is how the game is played these days. Shooting a three is like shooting a layup.
Now the Lakers going to use a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter.
Visit our team website for more details.
Time to shuffle things up.
Number 11, Avery Bradley.
LeBron James with the rock. Lets it fly from long range. Textbook defense.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Throws it down.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
And Avery Bradley, good there on the quick release.
And the game flow in the second half is completely different than the first. That first half equals out of sight, out of mind. Way to recalibrate in the locker room and find your rhythm back on the court.
Kawhi Leonard. Jumper's good.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Bradley to Cousins. Oh, too much contact. Free throws on the way.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
First one, count it. And gets both to drop at the line. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Leonard. To Paul George. Oh, nice find for the basket.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Slams it down.
It's not every day that you see a 6'9", 265-pound freight train coming down the lane. You probably want to step out of the way.
Leonard. Well, the hot shooting night continues. That's his 6th three-pointer of this game.
And you got to give him a lot of love. He's been knocking down shot after shot. But what is the defense thinking? Do you want to play in this game? It's probably time you start buckling down.
Leonard. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Yeah, I've been in this situation before. Just raise your hand. We got to switch.
LeBron into the front court. Trailing by 15. Avery Bradley. Not a busy night, but effective. 2 for 2.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Scores from the post.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
George. Smothering D. To Cousins. Paul George. Oh, that's out.
Out of here. It always looks cool, but guess what? You're still on D.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups.
Angeles Clippers, number 23, Louis Williams. And
The pass taken away by the Clippers. To Beverly. Hat-trick Beverly. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Oh, big finish at the rim.
Man, they are just continuing to pour it on. But the one thing we know about in this league, you have to make sure that you continue to play with energy because leads can evaporate quickly.
Couple of cracks at the line now. LeBron James. He's got 2 shots coming. Hasn't missed yet. Off the mark on the first free throw. Second one's good. Splits the pair.
Way to hit.
Leonard. Add another one to his total. That's now 7 threes for the ball game.
And the ball is finding him wherever he goes on the court. Man, that boy, he the best.
And he's fouled. Davis going to the line for 2.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
Nope. First one does not go. Good recovery. Hits a second free throw.
Number 4.
To George. Here's Leonard for 2. It's LeBron with the rebound. To Cousins. Cruises inside for 2.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
From long range. Off the iron. No good. Bradley to Danny Green. And scores, plus the foul. Patented move for Anthony Davis, and a chance at 3.
And so many players, when they come into the paint, they come in with that soft approach. He didn't come in soft at all. He came in with aggression, and he went through the defender. Through, not around. That's key.
Williams into the front court. Shot clock turned off as they try to extend the lead. Kawhi Leonard. Knocked loose. Clippers have it. Throws it down.
Number 13, Paul George.
Bad pass there. Clippers have it. That ends the third quarter, and a nice advantage right now for the Clippers. It'll be Lakers ball as we begin the fourth quarter, and not a whole lot you could do in this situation other than give it your best shot.
And players don't like to hear this, Ed, but the reality of the matter is this. This is a character-building opportunity. Yes, you may lose this game, but that does not mean that you do not fight each and every possession.
Beyond the arc for 3. It was contested, but Paul George still dials in for 3.
And this squad just continues to light it up from long range. One of the things I learned about teams like this, teams that fall in love with a three-point shot, as quickly as they built the lead, is as quickly as they can lose it if they're over-reliant on the three-point shot.
Davis to James. 5 seconds to shoot. Shot clock expires. 24-second violation. LA Clippers with the basketball. Going to launch beyond the arc and drains it.
Everything looks great when you shoot the ball like this. And yes, Ed, this team does have some issues, but they are all masked and camouflaged with this shooting display we're watching.
James to Davis. Yes, When this guy's open, look out. Nearly automatic.
Oh, he buckled his knees so bad, it didn't matter if he scored or not. That's a win for the internet.
Knocked loose. LeBron into the front court. Down a bundle. Paul George sends it away.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
From the painted area, won't go down.
I agree. I thought there was a foul, but also it's all about your approach. You can't come down the lane and jump off one leg. It's called a power lift. Go off two legs and expect the contact.
The assist from number 4.
Los Angeles, they have it. James to Cousins. Layup goes down. Well done.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Timeout called here by the Clippers as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter.
Well, first off, energy and persistence conquer all things. But look at the way they're setting screens. Look at the way they're communicating to each other. They're actually hitting people on those screens, and they're coming off those screens with their hands in a target area, ready to shoot the basketball. When you play the game with that kind of precision and that kind of energy, you see why they're in the lead.
James to Cousins. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref spit, and that's the game.
Free throw's good to cap off the three-point play as they draw a tiny bit closer. Down for Harkless. Off the assist.
You know, it reminds me, Ed, of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with the fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Williams has a chance, and he hits.
There's something that is so impressive about what we saw this evening. Not just the shot-making ability, but the fact that not every shot came from the pocket. There were some bad passes being made, and the shots came from different places around the body which aren't usual for the typical shot. That shot-making ability, that's something special to watch.
To Cousins. And he finishes at the rim.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
To Williams. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor.
Los Angeles Clippers are in the building. Substitutions, Los Angeles.
A drive to the basket, but the shot rattles in and out.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like his mere presence in the paint was enough to make the offensive player miss the shot before he even got off the ground.
And scores. Strong take.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
LeBron with it up top. His guys down big. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Runner's good there.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Great defense there, forcing the pickup to Caldwell Pope. It's Boogie for 2. Add 2 points to the board.
The assist from number 1, Caldwell Pope.
Beverly into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. Here's a chance from long range. I don't know, Jay. They have a big lead. This game is just about over. You might not make many friends on the other side with that three.
Oh, I don't want to hear that generic coaching speak about dwindle down the shot clock, use the clock is your friend. No, if you have a chance to beat him by 50, beat him by 50. If you want to beat him by 100, keep shooting more threes.
And Cousins is fouled. Boogie going to the line. He's going to shoot two.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
First one goes down. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair.
Number 14, Danny Green.
The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk.
It can only be one of two things here. One, the defender ran out of gas, or two, this dude is just unstoppable.
Deep three at the buzzer. It's the Clippers who come away with the victory as they cruise to win a game that was never really in doubt. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.